everybody? This is for the Peaceful, and welcome back to my franchise series. This is road to Super Bowl 54. This week we're against the LA Chargers at Dignity Health Sports Park. Let's get straight into it.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. We are moments away from what should be an excellent matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the Los Angeles Chargers. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godwin and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us about 20 miles south of downtown LA at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and our home team. Hi, everybody. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Charger club entering play here. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they've been flawless all year long as they hit the home stretch at 13-0.
And now they just have to guard against complacency. You still got to go out and earn it every week.
Alright, we gotta stay undefeated. We got this game and 2 divisional games left in the season. But we gotta get to work and beat the LA Chargers. Kicking off right away, okay. So that's good. I do like kicking off right away.
It's the final 3 weeks
I'll
of the
always
season.
get the ball
Still
at the beginning
plenty
of
to
the
play
second
for
half.
here as we're underway in Week 15. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chargers' all-time passing leader, Phillip Rivers, who's been their starter since 2006, trotting onto the field. And I'll tell you what, he may be just a couple of years from 40, but he can still do it. You look back to 2018, some people were whispering MVP and Rivers in the same breath with what he did in that campaign. Especially impressive in 2 December primetime victories, one against the Steelers, one against the division rival Chiefs. And although things ended not quite how they wanted in the playoffs to New England, Phillip Rivers still feels like he has a lot left in the tank. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. Second and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Now a carry by the third-year man. This is Austin Eckler. A nice job there as he rumbles for 9. And it'll be back to a 3rd and 3. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3.
I do kind of hope that I can
working out of the gun.
Rivers this year.
Looks to throw, fires right side.
Easton Stick is
and that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free and it's 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
We like to see them.
So here are the Vikings under 6-year head coach Mike Zimmer. They'll be led out by a 5th-round pick in the 2019 draft out of North Dakota State. It's Easton Stick.
It's hard to be frustrated when you throw for nearly 400 yards, but I know he wanted to break that barrier. I think he got the pain eased a little bit when they named him NFC Offensive Player of the Week, though.
Yeah, when you get the award, you know you had the best week in the conference, you'll let it slide. But, hey, that number well within his range. You know he's got the arm to do it in this one. Here's Dalvin Cook, 3rd-year back from Florida State. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Flushed out right. Lets it fly, and that's caught inside the 30.
Adam Thielen,
and he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A big play there for Minnesota. 52 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
That was good. That was a beautiful pass. Beautiful arm.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone.
Cook.
And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. That's going to set him back 5 yards.
I'm getting this ready for you, and you do that.
30 base. Hey, foxtrot. Snap.
Cook following the penalty. There are the numbers for Cook from a week ago. 15 carries, 59 yards, and a touchdown.
Well, this is where it becomes a challenge for the offensive coordinator. He's got a bell cow at tailback right now. Number 3 in the league in rushing, within shouting distance of the lead. But at the same time, if the passing game is open, he's got to take advantage of that too.
The ball comes out.
No,
and picked up by the Chargers.
Jesus, that was... How could
so the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of
what
the offensive guy didn't do. He didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, let's just give credit to where it belongs.
And that'll be intercepted by the Pro Bowl safety Harrison Smith.
Don't throw it, Harrison Smith. Or else that's going to happen again.
And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this Be Who You Are defense.
No, Harrison is the best
linebackers, beware of anything.
in the NFL.
You play the pass.
You should never throw in his
ready for
direction.
whatever they put out there.
He came out of nowhere. That was good. That was a good play by Harrison.
The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. As we count down through the final few weeks of the season, these guys have nothing to sweat about. They've clinched the top spots to the road to the Super Bowl. And he will score.
There we go.
Touchdown,
for the touchdown.
That's good. Abdullah, his third touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strike ability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
I can't wait for tomorrow's game because Amir is
fielded on the back line of the end zone.
It's going to be back at Ford Field against the
former 25-yard line. Phillip Rivers and his Chargers about ready to take over again. And he'll need to find a way to short off the opening drive, if you can even call it a drive. One play and an interception, so he's got to forget that.
I know that in today's football, we have a good number of coaches who don't look at time of possession the way that the old school guys did. But there's still a place for it. I think that on this drive, after having thrown that interception,
right next to
a little bit more clock and run some offense to give their defense a little bit of a break.
Now a quick throw. That's complete on the hitch route. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. That one good for 13 and a Charger first. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. To throw, Rivers for Keenan Allen. That's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 15 yards on that one, and a Charger first down. Rivers now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Now Rivers, he completes it to Henry. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. He was locked in. 2 trips to the end zone, Charles, over 100 yards receiving.
How about the combination of route running, confidence going downfield, and the ability to go up and get the football? You're exactly right. It was hard for them to stop him.
Limbo,
first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Rivers now. Benjamin's got it. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all. And now they're looking at third down here.
They're probably
After
going to be running up the middle or
on EA Sports.
sneaking it.
Charger football to start
That's all
quarter
I
number
can see
2.
is gonna happen.
As they've got it with a third down and less than a yard.
Maybe. Shocking, you can still run up the middle.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler.
No,
He's
you're
not
not
going to
doing
get
that.
there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A 3-yard loss. Fourth down now. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating. It allows their interior guys to get
dominating the
upfield
line
and
of
spill into the
scrimmage. That's what
backfield.
you do.
So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. One more game still to get to in Week 15. It comes up tomorrow night, Monday Night Football. A lot of Manning fingerprints on this one. The Colts and the Saints from New Orleans. Forced out to his left. Now he'll let it go. And got his man complete.
There we go.
And out of bounds on
Stephon
the other side of midfield at the 45. A gain of 32 that time.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for.
I don't
How
think
about
I
that
had
one?
it.
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch.
Oh, I
They're
think
fired out. That's a
Stephon
big gain.
Diggs did have it. I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah, Stephon Diggs all day.
Got it. 52 the mark. Check.
Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final
116
determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's
All
got
right,
to be
coach.
so heartbreaking.
We
You
need
throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. On second down, Cook.
Oh, Cook
Call it a
is
gain of
not
5
doing
that
anything.
time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Dancing to his left. Throw complete to the tight end, Morgan. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. He was out there
I'm
waving
hungry
his
for it.
arms. When you got a
I'm
quarterback
hungry
out of
for
the
it.
pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the
We
arms
just
is
need
helpful.
2
It
yards.
certainly is because you got to get his
Amir,
attention.
I believe we
Because
can do it.
now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open
shoot.
space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
I was hungry for
Needed a
that, but I
touchdown
couldn't
on
get
the
it.
first down. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front.
And Henry's hit. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football.
There we go. I was hungry
Charles,
for
he
the
lost a
touchdown. I
fumble
want to
last
get that
week as
touchdown.
well. So now back-to-back weeks, maybe you expect that from your tailback, but not him.
You're exactly right because
Harrison
you work a
came
lot
in
with
for
your
the
running backs
boom.
about how they have to protect the ball in traffic. But downfield in open space, that's dangerous as well because you may make someone miss and their flailing hand can knock the ball away if you don't tuck it away.
Yeah, he didn't have his, he just had his shoulders down. Shoulders down, no knees. That's a fumble, I think. Oh, that is bullshit.
The Charger drive
Did that
about to
even
get
need
going.
to-
And a
I
fumble
don't think
last
that
time.
needed
Ball
down
security.
shoulders.
Talk about
I
it
don't
all the
think
time
so.
in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about, what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And there's so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. 2 minutes to play in this first half.
I probably should have been for the field goal. 2 minutes left.
Coming up at the half,
They're
we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
I think it's pretty safe to say that initially they had to be thinking about trying to get into field goal range. But after that shot right there, they've got to be thinking bigger right now.
And that was probably their thought offensively. If we hit this, great, let's go for the end. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted.
Right there.
Xavier
No one's
Rhodes
getting
with a
past
pick.
Rhodes.
And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right?
Single.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now this throw caught left side. And he'll go
There we
down,
go,
but not before
Stephon
getting this
Diggs.
inside the 30. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack.
And Rudy in for the touchdown. That is good.
Vikings.
That's what we want to see, is Rudolph for the touchdown.
His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
I don't even know what that
I'll let you do the analysis,
part
partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed, aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
Sports Talk Radio, he's okay.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown.
It's always nice to listen to Brandon Gott and Charles Davis. They
This will
always
be taken
say
in at the 1.
after weird
He'll
stuff and
take it
cool
out past the
stuff.
25 to the 26-yard
They can also
line.
make fourth wall too.
The Charger drive about to get going. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something challenging your offense right here.
In the NFL, that would have been a catch. Didn't call it would make
See if you can get us out of it a little
catch.
bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Completes it to Benjamin. Now the Chargers will
All
use the
about
second
the
of their
little
timeouts. As the
It's a
clock
little
will stop
kid.
with
It could have been
37 seconds to play in this
Like I
first
said,
half.
it should have been catch. I don't know.
Rivers from the gun on 3rd down. Complete. Hunter Henry with the ground. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. This first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. Right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports halftime report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Lamar Jackson, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. From there, we'll head down to Charlotte to check on the Panthers at home at Bank of America Stadium. And they were losers in that one as they fall to the visiting Seattle Seahawks. 28-14 was your final score. And finally, the next to last Monday night game of the year, Colts Saints from the Superdome. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
We need to keep this lead. We need to get this right.
And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27.
Person is not going to help that threat.
Now come the Vikings, they'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And out across midfield down to the 45. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Okay.
On 2nd and 7, Stick, flush to his right. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Nasir Adderley, the rookie from Delaware. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
A gain of 6 there on first. From the 26,
yeah, I don't think I don't intercept at all this year. Oh, and there's Daniil Hunter with the sack.
Down he goes. Daniil Hunter racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers.
Rivers finally got a sack. Finally got a sack on his record.
And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there.
I'm pretty sure
rhythm seems off.
Doesn't make that. That would have been a pick.
Pulled in at the 24. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going.
We need that touchdown. We need to get through that drive.
A big play there for Minnesota. 51 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now Stick. And Rudolph.
Touchdown, Rudolph.
The big tight end for a Viking touchdown.
You never see I know it's the beginning of the season for the NFL right now, but you barely even hear from Rudolph because the Vikings are the team that
solid response that time by a young quarterback. Last drive interception, this drive the touchdown pass.
I like how you described it, solid, because you don't get extra kudos for bouncing back if you're going to be a big-time quarterback. You're supposed to do that. But at the same time, when you're a rookie, that's not guaranteed, is it? Sometimes they hang their heads and they go in the tank a little bit. Not in this case. Bounced back, took his team downfield, and threw a touchdown pass.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken at his 4.
Yeah, all I'm saying is...
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
I'm gonna probably think about keeping Easton Stick in, because I'm pretty sure that Kirk Cousins is gonna be back by then. So I'm gonna just keep Easton Stick in if I make him lose Super Bowl, because I'm gonna be heightening the difficulty that I get into the playoffs, because playoffs are always going to be the hardest for any team.
From deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Once more, here's Eckler. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
If these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
And it's complete. Henry.
Oh, right there.
25 yards that time.
Last year,
Henry really looked poised for a prime breakout season, but then May 22nd tore his ACL during OTAs, ruled out for the year. Actually was added to the active roster in a pretty heroic return for their playoff clash with New England, but did not play. 29 career games for Henry, 12 touchdowns, and now with Antonio Gates' career coming to a close, they expect a lot out of the 24-year-old Hunter Henry.
All right.
Play fake. Rivers.
There we go.
Pressure here, and
Griffin wanted that sack.
Sack back at about the 43-yard line.
Do that thing.
Everson Griffin racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations.
That just looks like Philip Rivers
just wanted to collapse. The offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
So it's 3rd and long for the Chargers, and Rivers after the sack.
That's too long for them.
From the gun, Rivers. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Yeah, he had to bat that away.
The Chargers punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far.
Nope. That far in the end zone.
Back now at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total as we begin quarter number 4. 1st and 10, Stick. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. And their inaugural sack of the game coming from an unlikely source.
You mean it wasn't a linebacker? It wasn't a defensive end?
It was somebody like you.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a surprise for the offense. That's not what they normally get when they think about pressure.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Escaping the pressure right. And unable to connect, incomplete. Give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles.
I just see them
These guys had to
that.
punt their last possession, and that's become
Would've
too
been nice.
familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to
And
keep him
Phillip
warm.
Rivers is not
A lot
doing
of
good
times
at
the
all.
punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. Rivers looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. The reception good
I
for
forgot.
7.
Were they talking about
It's 3rd
the
down.
Chargers?
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've had their
my
troubles.
kicker
Just
is
1 for
only making
6.
field goals.
This time it's 3rd and 3.
Linville with the
Nowhere
sack.
to get away. Rivers is dropped. The sack by big number 98, Linval Joseph.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Now they
Oh,
go
he
for it on
should
4th,
not
but this
have
one's
done
going to wind up incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position.
Really excellent
Well, at
field
this
position.
stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed a push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen.
I
If they
would
had any
love to
chance of winning
have
this
Steven
game.
get that touchdown.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
I'd rather try to take
The
a
chance
I'd
of
rather
wasting
try to
this
take a
great
shot
starting
and
field
get a
position.
sack.
A real threat. This is 3rd and long. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
No.
You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are
Good.
instructed. If there's
That was-
contact coming
that
from
was
both
good.
sides,
I was like,
no
hope
flag.
that was
Let them
gonna
fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control.
Oh,
isn't it?
right, I was
Now after the field goal,
they're
Bailey
stopping
will
that
kick
pass
it away.
rush now.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this off. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by the former first-rounder, Trey Waynes.
There you go,
He's gonna
Trey.
score.
Just
It's a
taunt
Viking
him with that ball.
touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but if the ball's in the air, they treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
I wish we could see this from the Vikings right now, but
Bailey now for the extra point.
they're in a rut. They're like slowly coming out of the rut.
And that'll
They're
increase
trying
their lead to
they're
28.
finally trying to figure out what to do for
So
offense.
the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the
I
end
don't know
zone
what's
for
going
the
on
pick
with the defense.
6. So they throw the
Like
pick 6.
Rhodes
They'll
and
get another
Wayne,
shot at it
they're
now
not
as
doing
this
good
one's in the
all this
air.
year.
This will be
I
fielded
can't
on
tell
the
you.
back line of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their
I don't even know
25-yard
why
line.
they still have Rivers in. He's not doing good at all.
Back to it after the pick 6. Rivers. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down.
I don't even know what he was
Emerson
thinking.
Griffin. He's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
That's actually nice.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. That throw into the arms of Allen. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5. The Chargers on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. He's got a man. It's Williams. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A well-executed 22-yard gain. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught.
Wait,
that
what?
one good for 13 and a Charger first.
Okay, I don't get that.
Offense for them.
I think it was
been
Rain.
a premium. You wonder what plays like that have
But
been
they
all
were in
game
front
long.
of the
They're thinking the
guy.
exact same thing themselves,
But the guy
they're
caught
also
it.
looking forward now because now these
The ball
plays
just went right
are really
through.
for
I
next
think it
week,
was.
trying to get some
I think it was
momentum
Rose.
going.
So
I think it
it's
went
Charger
through him
football as
into
we
the guy's
welcome you
arm.
back from the 2-minute warning.
I don't know.
And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Hunter Henry, but it's going to be 2nd down. Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Rivers finding his top receiver. That's Allen. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Open man, it's Allen. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
Oh, Philip wants this. He wants that bread.
And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Rivers again. Under
There
pressure,
you
down he
go.
goes.
Get down.
Sacked at the 10. Ben Gideon coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th. 4th down, Rivers. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
And he's up past the 10 to about the 12. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. It was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Vikings, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they fall to 8-6 with the loss. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
I'm going to leave it here. And if you guys liked it, smash that like button. I'll see you guys in the next one. See you later, guys.